What's up? Hey guys, it's Jerome here, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about vampires today. Let's just say there are some really good interpretations of vampires that we've gotten over the last couple years, but I think the bad outweighs the good by a lot. So we're gonna start out with Twilight. Obviously, I think everybody's mom, daddy, nephew, son, whoever else under the sun on Mars has seen goddamn Twilight. And I can't lie, it was definitely a success as a movie franchise. How it got that far, I can't tell you that. I can't really tell you that. And it's honestly beyond me. But anyways, the moment Edward showed Bella that he could shine in the sunlight is the moment I was like, "Oh, this is what the movie's gonna be. This is what the movie's gonna be. Glamorized fucking vampires running the fuck around." And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to turn something that's mostly ferocious and always has been into something that's sexy and you want it to like ride across the screen sometimes. I don't have a problem with things riding across the screen sometimes and it looks sexy. I don't mind. I do not mind. But at this point, vampires were already shitted on and kind of watered down to begin with. And Twilight kind of was the nail in the coffin. I think maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. We can debate it, we can argue it, but I just know that Twilight really killed the what vampires really are, and they didn't. I feel like the movie didn't really do the normal vampires justice. I feel like they could have added that sexy element to vampires, the seductive side, but at the same time them still being ferocious, like them still being as cold-blooded as the animals they are. You know what I mean? Like, or I shouldn't say animals, monsters they are. The monsters, the creatures that they are in the night. That only makes sense, right? I think it makes sense. But look, I know I'm about to get ate the fuck up. I know I'm about to get ate the fuck up by a lot of Twilight fans and how I didn't like Twilight. Look, our next one is a double doozy. It's a double doozy, which is V Wars and The Strain. I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Strain, but The Strain was on FX. Love FX. A lot of people don't watch it. A lot of people don't even have fucking cable. But that's take more of a disease-like approach to each of these vampire concepts. And a person needs to get infected with the virus in order to turn into these things we call vampires. Now, the vampires that you see in V Wars are very, very different than the vampires you see in The Strain. The Strain is also the better show by a lot, by a landslide actually. I get it. I really do get it, but no. I don't like how it was executed. I don't like the concept. And I think the designs were kind of lackluster with them just having an overgrown jaw with sharp teeth and some other abnormalities about them. You know what? I'll give you guys The Strain because The Strain was a good ass fucking show. You need to go watch that shit. You need to go watch that shit because that shit's good. I mean, if you just look how the show was directed and some of the prosthetics that the actors had to wear, amazing. It's amazing. I know people are gonna be like, why didn't you talk about Buffy? Why didn't you talk about Buffy? There's not really much to say about Buffy. It came out in 1997 and I liked it. I liked it for what it was, and that's pretty much it. Like, most of the vampires that were seen in Buffy the Vampire Slayer weren't shit. They weren't these, I don't know, half good, half bad, Besides Angel, and Angel came out in 1997, and I liked Angel as well. So, but even their relationship didn't really work because Angel was kind of a douchebag, just a tad. But then again, Buffy was also kind of a douchebag as well. But that's all I have to say. On to Blade. Blade was definitely a good movie, a good franchise, a good character. I like Marvel a lot. Maybe I'm a little biased. We're not going to talk about that. But Blade does actually a pretty good job of betraying vampires. I think that they had that really good seductive concept that I was talking about earlier with Twilight, or that Twilight should have had, but also mixing in with that lethality of torment and intimidation that vampires have when they are fucking with people, when they are messing with people in that realm, in that universe. I think that Blade does a really good job with balancing those two things together and really understanding the ins and outs of what it means to be a vampire. Are all vampires good? Are all of them bad? We clearly see that they have a good sense of humor, but we also see that they are not shit, and like they'll kill your whole family and your dog. That was such a good movie. I love when they dedicate time to prosthetics. When they were in that bar slash strip club, it was amazing when they didn't know that they were surrounded by all these vampires until it was too late. And they did add that seductive thing I was talking about. And they did add that point where it was scary. It was scary not knowing who was a vampire, who wasn't. And I don't mind when they make a vampire sexy. I think that is a another part to a vampire, but I think that the being scared of them is the main part I think a lot of these shows and movies miss sometimes. I should not feel like a vampire is going to fucking make me breakfast in the morning. I should not feel like a vampire is going to give me a pillow if I ask. I don't want to feel like that. But Dust Until Dawn, they added that sexiness, but also on top of that, they completely morphed into these grotesque, disgusting bat hybrid things. And it was amazing. It was amazing. The next one is Van Helsing. Look, I like Hugh Jackman, completely missed the mark for me. As a lot of other movies and shows miss the mark with Dracula all the time. And that's including Buffy. The next on this list is Supernatural. I watched Supernatural all the way up to season 10 because I just couldn't finish the goddamn show because it was too long. The vampires in this show are weak. They're weak as hell, and they don't offer anything to the show other than Sam and Dean beating the shit out of them like beanbags. That's literally it. That's all I have for you guys today. Like, comment, pop that bubble, and subscribe, and I will check you guys later.